I did want to get your reactions on this about the Dolphins tampering scandal. We never got to that, and I just reminded me about it. So to recap everything that happened, the Miami Dolphins were tampering with Tom Brady. Tom Brady was still a part of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and that is against NFL rules to tamper and talk to other players while players are still signed with a certain team. So the Dolphins were stripped of 2 draft picks. They were forced to relinquish a first round 2023 draft pick and a third round 2024 draft pick. And then Stephen Ross, the owner, is going to be suspended until October 17th, which I'm not sure what suspending an owner really does.
He can't go to the facility or something.
And he handed a $1.5 million fine for his part in tampering. So to him, that's like chump change, basically. But I think the biggest part of this is losing a first round draft pick. That is huge. And a third rounder in 2024. Do the Dolphins still currently have multiple draft picks coming up this year? Or did they trade them when they moved up?
I don't know. I think they traded more. Oh, well, they did trade when they trade down and they traded back up. I have to see. That's something I have to look up. I can't remember exactly what they have. But obviously, if they have a first round for next year, it's not even going to matter. The NFL is just going to skip over that.
It says
Uno skip card.
Here's another thing. Ross denied virtually everything and seemed outraged that his organization is being found guilty for tampering, but he's lucky the league's investigation gave him a pass on what could have made the NFL force him to sell the team. So I guess to an extent, the NFL could have forced him to sell the team, but obviously that's not going to go over well. So, I mean,
what you failed to do is the thing about him being accused of, paying or trying to pay Brian. What's his last name? I can't.
Brian Flores.
Where he was saying he'll pay him $100,000 to lose or whatever. It was like every game that you lose will tank to get a draft pick or whatever. And NFL didn't like that because now they're in the betting game.
Still took the wrong one.
The NFL didn't like that because now they're in the betting game, and you can't be tanking for Tua. While there's lots of money involved, and they're like, "Oh no, he was just joking. That was just he was just trying to tell, kiki, joke, ha ha, gotcha, NFL. It was just a joke. I think that's pretty
crazy,
funny.
Man. It's pretty funny. That's what I was saying. Like that. I mean, don't get me wrong. Tampering is like they take it very seriously in the NFL, which is kind of wild to me because as somebody who I mean, I get it. I get why they do it. But as somebody who watches world football, and world soccer, like I do, shit like that happens all the time and it's perfectly fine. There's players that sign for teams before their contract's up. So they got a whole you'll see for example, Toronto signed an Italian player in January, but he can't play until July because he still has to finish out his contract. You know what I mean? But obviously the NFL is one entity. They're not separate entities like that. Every team's a franchise, but it is kind of crazy how serious they took that and the sports betting. But then
again, Ridley got a whole year. He bet on his team. He bet on his own team legally in the state that he was allowed to. Bet on his own team, got a whole year. And
yeah, it wasn't even Ross, he bet on the other team. He had
Stephen Ross, offers $100,000 per game loss, and pop out little. Hey, you can't come till October 8th or whatever the fuck. I don't know, whatever dumb shit.
Yeah, that's such a you're gonna suspend an owner. I don't see what that does anything. Owners don't even show up to the games half the time, regardless.
The hypocrisy of this democracy.